What's up, guys? Um, Hope y'all can hear me. Started this thing a little bit early today. Uh, just trying to figure this thing out. You know what I mean? Jimbo, how's it going? Travis is here. That's cool. Got little trains running here. See if we can get some big screen going here. Got a little. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it, buddy. Glad you can hear me. Got a little homage to the Moody Locomotive Works going on here with our new billboard lit up. So we're just going to hang out for a little bit tonight, boys, and see what's going on. So on the outside loop here, the one closest to the camera, I've got the E7 L&N ABA Lionel Legacy set, hauling the. I think we got 22 of the Woodside reefers and a couple Woodside boxcars mixed in there. I got a Savannah and Atlanta caboose on the end of it because I don't have an L&N; it hadn't come in yet. And then on the middle loop, we got the Vision Line Class A with the Vision Line, I mean the Legacy Y6B King Cole set, and then I got a few extra hoppers and stuff thrown in there with a couple of N&W cabooses running on the middle. And then if we switch over to the city layout over there, we've got on that inner 60 loop there, right there, running alongside the city. There we have the MT8 611 hauling the Tennessean consist. The way it would have done on, I can't remember the portion. Maybe is it DC to Bristol that N&W would haul the Tennessean, I believe. Then it would switch over to the Streamline Southern engine from there on down. Yeah, buddy. I mean, I felt bad for you, Jeremy, on the other live, dude. I could tell you getting frustrated in that struggle bus. Uh, I get it, man. That fighting technology sucks. Like if this thing goes south on me, it's going to be ugly. I can promise you, because I am not a technology guy. When I went to high school, I think there were two computers in the entire school, and one of them was in the office for the admin. So it wasn't like I was born on the technology like some of these guys. So just out of curiosity, did when y'all clicked on the link, did that live link work? Because I struggled with figuring out how to go on the live stream from Restream to the one I had like scheduled on YouTube. So I was kind of curious if y'all were able to like if that link went live, or did I do that wrong? I feel like I probably did that wrong. And on this camera here, we do have the ability to tilt pan zoom. My buddy Travis explained to me what that meant. So we can tilt it around here for like that view. So what I'll do here, we'll probably do this again once we get a few more people in here. I know I've just not even got to the start time yet, but this is kind of the whole layout. This is what I call the city side. This is where the city and the industry and stuff is going to be on this end, and then it will rotate around, and the two loops run simultaneously. The larger loops run all the way down to here, and then it circles back around here to where I've got this trestle and that platform there. It won't let me go any further than that, but that platform there is going to actually be a mountain, and it'll be going through a tunnel right there, and then it comes back along the trestle here. I'm gonna go turn that camera just a scope so y'all can see that a little bit better. All right, Salty made it. Thanks for showing up, buddy. I appreciate it. I know it's early afternoon out there, and we got Wood Knot here. Awesome. Tim's here. Shows it still hasn't started yet. Oh yeah, that's an old link then. Um, would somebody jump on Discord and just put a little post on there for me? Just either take that down, that link down, and just either post this one or just say, to click on the channel to find it. I'm sorry, guys. I really don't know what I'm doing here, as it's very evident. What's happening out in the Denver area there, Salty? Y'all, anything going on this weekend, or you just working on cars? What about y'all, John? What's it like up there in Mass? Y'all, I'm sure y'all are cold. Lou's Trains, thanks for stopping by, buddy. I appreciate it. Saw you last night on Ray's stream. How late did that go last night, man? I cut out at midnight, and it seemed like they were still going strong. Rich, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for popping by. What'd you end up with this weekend, Rich? I know you were up there at the show. What'd you score? Thanks, Jimbo. I appreciate it. Um, Man, it ain't nothing compared to y'all's club layout, man. That thing is fantastic. I'm looking forward to getting up there and seeing that. Currently 11 degrees and dropping rapidly. Wow. I think it was 7 or 8 this morning down here in Georgia, buddy, and it was not. People weren't handling it well. Hey, Mad Mike, thanks for coming, Mike. I appreciate you stopping by. Wow, 1:50 a.m. Yeah, I knew y'all. Like I said, y'all were going strong at midnight, and I had to cut out. I couldn't keep my eyes open. Only one car this weekend. What'd you get, Rich? Oh, Rich, I broke out the C420s, the seaboards I got from you, man. Those are slick. I like those. Darren, thanks for coming by, buddy. I appreciate it. Got you a chassis, some electrical hopper. Cool. I was putting up the put up shells this weekend, and it's pretty amazing how quick them shells fill up. Yeah, that's smoke fluid. Mike's here. Yeah, it's pretty insane. Started getting stuff out of the boxes, and I was like, man, I might have a problem here. Show this in for a little bit. Brendan's Trains, thanks for stopping by, buddy. I appreciate it. Go to the site. So the city there, that's just a bunch of snow village that actually my mom had since I was teenager, I guess. And the plan is to eventually do something similar in that layout in terms of like the cityscape. There's going to be a big elevated section over on that left hand side, and I'm going to do. But I kind of want to have like that same city on the right hand side, and then kind of industry on the left hand side. That's kind of the plan. Um, let's see here. What curves does this layout use? The outer is 084, the inner is 072, and then the smaller loop right there along the buildings that the J class is on is 060. Hey, Kate's Projects, thanks for coming. Thomas the Bat Train, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for popping by. What's everybody doing tonight? Everybody just running trains, hanging out, watching? That's one of my favorite things to do. I like to, whenever somebody's got a live going, I like to sit here in the train room, put it on the TV, and just kind of chill out and watch the live. Swing her back around here and show you the. got an option to put a couple different cameras up at the same time, but it really just the pictures end up so small to me. I'd rather just keep the bigger screen going like that. But tell me what you guys want to do. There's Larkin. Thanks for coming by, buddy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Mike's working on his Woodside Reefer Challenge. I hear you. That's brings up a good point. You're I think it's the 14th, right? Got to have those in by the 14th for Joker's Woodside Reefer Challenge. So time to get those done. Uh, Thomas Batcher, we didn't have much of anything, man. We were in like that little what they call a dry slot there in Atlanta, and I mean, 10 miles to the east, 10 miles to the west, got inches of snow. We ended up with like barely a dusting, just flurries basically. But I know like North Georgia, I think Gainesville area, Flowery Branch, they all got hit pretty good. I think Forsyth got it pretty good. Trainmaster 04 is fixing a big boy tender. Yeah, I bet so. I imagine you do have your hands full of that deal. That's probably not the easiest thing in the world. Dathan, what's happening? Yep, the 14th for the Woodside Reefer Challenge. So get those in, boys. Savannah got 2 inches of snow. Yeah, I believe it. Lark, are you in Savannah area? I was thinking Florida, but maybe it's Savannah. Doc, how's it going? Hope you get your eBay thing straightened out. Yeah, I think Savannah caught it pretty bad last year when Pensacola got like 8 or 9 inches of snow or whatever last year. I saw a thing today. Of course, it's a long ways away, but saw a thing today. They're saying around the 12th or the 14th or something like that of February, there could be another blast of a southern snowstorm like that again. I guess we'll wait and see. Is that better? Would we prefer to see that? Yeah, thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, I started collecting those things about some of the first rolling stock I ever got for when I got in this thing was the Woodside Reefers. Man, I dig those things. So been uh, been going hot and heavy on those for a while. Ended up making some pretty good purchases. Trains is local to me, so I can buy a pretty good price reefer and pick it up locally, save myself shipping and stuff. So yeah, buddy. No problem, man. I'm glad I could do it. I've been wanting to do this for a little longer, and just so let's talk about that. I am not going to be a regular live streamer. There's plenty of them. I enjoy watching all those other guys, but what I am going to do is pop on once a month, once every 2 months, and just kind of give like an update. The whole purpose of this was basically just to encourage myself to get going on the layout, get a little bit more stuff done, and it has done that, man. Since I announced last week that I was going to do this, I've got more stuff done on the layout this week than I have in the last month. So, and that's the whole purpose. I just want to go live, kind of keep myself accountable, and have something to talk about once a month or so. So that's what I'm doing. Not replacing Joker. Joker's going to, first off, there's no way I could. He'd have 10,000 times the viewers I would. Secondly, he's gonna don't forget Tuesday 7 o'clock is his stream this week just because he's traveling. I just hopped on his time slot since nobody was here. Thought it'd be a good opportunity and maybe mooch a few views off of some people that would normally be watching him. So that was the plan all along. There's no this ain't going to be a regular Sunday night thing. It's probably not going to be on a Sunday night again, honestly, unless Zach just wants me to fill a spot, fill if he's off doing something one weekend. So that's what's going on with that. But I do appreciate it, and I'm glad y'all tuned in. And yeah, like I said, I kind of reserve Sundays for doing train stuff Sunday evening, so that just gave us the chance to still get on and do some train stuff tonight, just for the tremendously less talented streamer than normal. Train Master 0 for you. Y'all got it pretty good in Texas. Y'all get much snow, ice stuff. So I guess last night was the deadline for if you're ordering through Muffins for any of the Lionel stuff for the extra discount. It was about 10% extra, I think. So that was pretty good. Pretty good little savings there if you took advantage of that. Sleeve, what's happening, buddy? Appreciate it. Yeah, glad I could have this opportunity. Like I said, kind of have a little bit of a built-in audience. So I thought about going live a couple other times. I figured I'd be like me and one other person maybe. So what are we thinking for the? I know this is the 1,000th time I've heard this asked, but what are we thinking for the Atlas catalog? We got anything on order? Yeah, Newt. Hey, buddy. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Yeah, should be going. I'm gonna try to go till between 9 and 10. We'll see how it goes. If I run out of steam or y'all get tired of hearing me, but we'll try to go. Probably may not go all the way to like 10 or 10:30 like Zach does, but might try to go till like between 9 and 10, something like that. Went back with Charles Rowe. All right. I've uh I've never had a bad experience with Charles Rowe, though I've heard some people say they have. I've only ever ordered anything from Charles Rowe online, and so I didn't have to deal with anybody, and it was just some box cars. It wasn't like a big purchase of any kind, so can't really say good or bad for them. What the one thing I did was that Tim, you're going to get the troop cars. That's cool. Yeah, I'm kind of torn on them. I'd like to have a set, but I also really want those NMW MOW cars, which is probably what I'm going to go with. And we'll see. I might still end up getting the some of the troop cars, but we'll see. Rich got him some high cubes and some of the hoppers from Atlas. All right. David C. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, Mike, you've got the troop cars, right? Don't you have a troop car consist? Charles Rowe is better online. We can leave it at that. All right, fair enough. Yeah, I usually go through either Muffin or Legacy, just depending. End up with Muffin a lot because I'm an L&N guy, and he seems to be about one of the few. If they don't do it, as a built to order like from MTH or something, then Muffin's pretty good about doing an L&N version. So I end up buying a fair amount of stuff from Muffin. I've seen the stuff, and I believe it. I could see where there could be some issues, but I got to say I've not had issues with them. Started at 6:50. I'm already annoyed hearing you. Excellent. Thank you, Jeremy. I would expect nothing less from you. So I won't tell Jeremy about the giveaway tonight that he won't be winning. Oh yeah, I did the CPKC holiday cars, Darren. Yep, I'm same thing. I'm going to order that. I think I'm going to get the 3-pack and then a one or two of the standalone box cars. Um, but I really want to try to figure out a way to do those passenger cars that that they run behind it. Captain Andy's here. What's going on, buddy? But they've got like a rope light around them and stuff. I'm sure it can be figured out. But I got to see that thing up in Michigan in back in December, and that was super cool to actually see that thing in person. We just dumb luck to be up there when it came through. Dathan's got some high cubes, some hoppers, 50-foot 6 box cars, and cabooses. Excellent. Yep, Thomas, you know all about the L&N. It's good stuff. I think a lot of people sleep on the L&N. Yeah, if you're a Sioux Line guy, you definitely know the Muffin Man. If I don't win, it's rigged. Uh, I was just aggravating you. I'm not going to do a giveaway because that would seem like pandering, but we'll see. We get maybe we hit 500 or something. We might do a little giveaway at some point or something, or just do a giveaway through Joker probably. What'd you get done on the layout today, Andy? Did you get anything done? You're working on that second level, right? Yeah, yeah. The L&N stuff is a little few and far between. It's gotten a little bit better lately, but yeah, a little bit hard to come by. Started BSing. No, it's fine, buddy. You're here. Uh, you made it. That's all that matters, right? Savannah just has rough luck. You know, you could say it's rough luck, but you could also say that he probably brings a little bit of that on himself. There's Zach. Hey, buddy, what's going on? You still on your fact finding mission? Second level is done and tested. Excellent. I'm assuming we're going to see a video of that soon. I hope. That is a great idea, Thomas. Let's give one of Joker's cars away without telling him about it. Nah, just so everybody knows. If people didn't know us, probably think me and Sedano actually hate each other. We're actually good buddies. We just like to go back and forth and chat, give each other crap. We talk a fair amount. There's Dylan, my fellow N&W comrade. What's going on, buddy? Dylan, I think you can appreciate the what's running on the 60 loop there. I have the 611 running with the Tennessee and Consist. Hey, what was that? Was that DC to was it DC to Bristol that the N&W ran it? Zach's definitely on the campaign trail. Yeah, buddy. I appreciate you stopping by, buddy. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. And we will all see you Tuesday evening. What's going on, Tom? Thanks for coming by, buddy. You work on your layout some this weekend? Get anything done? Yeah, it's kind of like or like we have like that professional wrestler relationship. We go with each other, but behind the scenes, we're buddies. Um, so my great grandmother apparently was a huge wrestling fan. I don't know if y'all know, but wrestling kind of started in the Atlanta area, and they went down to watch. This was pre WWE and all that stuff. This was when it was kind of just a smaller local thing, and she went down to watch them wrestle down in Atlanta here at one of the theaters or what have you, and so she stayed after to get autographs signed or to meet the wrestlers or whatever. And apparently, the two arch nemesis left together in a taxi to go to dinner, and she was absolutely devastated by that. She told that story all the time. Yeah, then back. Yeah, correct. Joker is a Tuesday at 7, and then he'll be back to his normal streams on Sunday nights, normal time after that. So cool. Been noticing a lot of rail fanning of Canadian Pacific engines from Joker this weekend. He must not be in Florida anymore. Got the first loop all screwed down. I have to figure out the bridge next. All right. So once you get the bridge in, can you run trains then? Oh, yes. Jeremy, like I've said several times, if it was a father son relationship, I would have pinched your head off when you were born. So he's in the Detroit area or the Buffalo area. Maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll see if he decides to tell us. If not, it will forever be a mystery. I don't know. Are there Canadian Pacifics up there at the TCA? I'm just saying. Who knows? Who knows where he's at? How to get power to the bridge, and then we'll be ready to run power. Nice. Well, he's not in Detroit or Buffalo, so we know that much. That really narrows it down. Maybe he's not even in the country anymore. Who knows? So when you say get power to the bridge, you just got to figure out just how to power the track across the bridge that we're talking about. So you just so Andy, when you said you got the your second level running, and then but 7 years of dust and dirt. Yeah. So you just when that happened, you just got your track cleaner out there and you just ran over it. And that was able to clean it well enough. You didn't have to go and like hand wipe it or anything. You say that, but he could be over there customizing his very own third rail products. We don't know. We really don't know what he's doing. See, Sedano knows what's up. It's one of those rare times that Sedano knows what's up, but he does. A couple spots hit with the suit there. A couple of spots he hit with some Scotch Brite, but mostly his track cleaner. And that's that track cleaner that your buddy's got, right? Or that your buddy makes. I remember you saying something about that. You got a friend that makes those cars. So what do y'all think, y'all? What do you think the next challenge is going to be from Zach? I think we're going to see a tank car challenge this year. I don't know what the timing of that will be. Oh yeah, yeah. I guess you can't get inside like the inside your walls there where it goes like back behind the bathroom and stuff, huh? I guess you do have to run that track cleaner through there. Tom says a Thomas the Train challenge. Yeah, probably, probably not. But yeah, I think we're gonna have a tank car challenge. I don't know. I don't know if he'll do a. I hope he does. Finally got something to run, but I don't know if we're going to do a coal hopper challenge again this year or not. But that was a pretty good one. Tim says, I think we will do the ugly engine challenge again. I think we'll do the coal hopper challenge as well, but I think the tank car challenge will be done sometime before spring Europe. All right. Possibly behind the shower is the worst. Yeah, that's you may be one of the few people that have that problem, Captain Andy, with having to clean your track behind your shower. The Bush Light Challenge. How many cans can you drink till you lose your ability to run your trains? Um, yeah, that's probably a possibility. I feel like he probably beat me at that one, especially if it involves the ability of having to walk afterward. Because if I drink more than about one beer, I wouldn't be able to walk the next day. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if y'all saw in Discord, but Zach had him a 36 rack there for the weekend. So guess we have to define your ability to run your trains because while like I can understand where Wood not to get too drunk to run his trains, mine could pretty much chug like this all night without me at the helm. So I could go for quite a while, even if I lost consciousness. Going in 50 car train. You got some good long shots of this 36-foot section. Yeah, it does. That's one thing I do like about my long straightaways. You can get some pretty good shots of some longer trains. Where before, when I just had like three loops, it's kind of like a continuous train. Honestly, like it wasn't very impressive till you see it, in a straight line. A beer train challenge. What do you think there, Tim? What are we talking about? Like actual like beer sponsored, like the hoppers, the rolling stock has to be beer themed. Jeremy runs a pretty solid beer train with his Woodside Reefers. Yeah, well, you're still old school, buddy. We got Woodnot here, and y'all got to remember. I didn't even realize this till we were talking the other day, but he still runs everything conventional, which you get some really good shots on the videos of them running pretty slow, which is pretty impressive running it conventionally. This is true. Uh, but that was mostly now, and that brings up another point, something I never thought about. Running a conventional engine like that on a layout that you can't see the entire layout where the control panel is. I never really thought about that, but that's a real problem, like in on the backside where you can't judge the speed of it or anything like that. Oh yeah, the picture of him holding that rack of book. Yeah, yeah, you could really take that. That's why I'm gonna have to save that picture. That's gonna be an excellent picture for future AI use because I could just change out that beer or whatever he's holding right there. That's a good idea. Yeah, so just it'd have to be like beer themed. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. It'd be a pretty good way to do that. So I don't know. I've got a Miller High Life Woodside Reefer. That might be the only beer one I have. I might have a Woodside that's like a hops one or something. I can't remember. Yeah, yeah, Thomas. He's probably right. See. Doc, that's that I'll say this wrong. Travis just told me how to say it earlier, but Proses or whatever, Proses is they made that. It's a really easy kit to build. I built it up at my cabin in the basement with just a couple exacto knives, some sanders, some CA glue, some wood glue, some clamps. It's pretty simple. Yeah, put it together. I had like 2 days in it. I kind of took my time, sanded a lot of stuff, made it fit nice. Super easy. It's pre-painted, so you don't have to paint anything. You had to go touch up a few things, but that's a pretty solid little kit. It has a little bit of a European look to it, but I kind of hit it in with with the other stuff. I think it blends okay. I think it works for what it is. Let's you zoom me out. We'll zoom in on it a little bit. I get you a little bit better view of it. See if we can't zoom in on you a touch here. Get you a little bit. It's the LEDs. I will say are a little too bright for my liking. I'm gonna replace them with like some softer white lights. But yeah, it's a pretty good looking little engine shed for what it is. I'm gonna eventually detail out the inside of it and stuff. It's just white walls now and stuff. But yeah, pretty decent little kit. It's made out of like chipboard and stuff. I mean, it's no norm style thing, but it works. And then this is some of those of the billboards that they did, and I built these. I 3D printed and built these little lights for them. So got a little little light system. Those ended up. I don't really care for the scale that much, but that one was already built, so I went with it. It does okay, but I've got a technique I'm going to use. I'm going to take some thicker TIG wire and bend those radiuses and make them. The problem I did with 3D printing them was every time I would shrink them down to make them scale size, they just were so just floppy and wouldn't hold up well. But so that is that. Yeah, you got to. You definitely got to like stay on them. You can't just sit back and let them cruise when you're in conventional. They're a little bit of a handful. Heating cold drags. Oh yeah, Doc ordered me a T1. So there you go. Got a King Cole set coming. So move down with the beer theme. So I don't know. We'll see if Zach's interested in doing it. Dathan's lacking in the car category. Yeah, me too. I think I've got one. Meanwhile, Sedano, who clearly has a drinking problem, all of his wood sides are beer except for one. Oh no, all of them. Not even one. I was trying to see if Mike wanted to pop on for a little bit. He says he's raising children, so I guess we'll let that slide. Trainmaster has no beer reefers yet. Thanks, Lou. Appreciate it. Texas Eagle has 3 beer cars and all Texas beers. I would expect nothing less from a Texan. Yeah, what did Lauren use on the Menards building? Did she just kind of like paint down the LEDs a little bit to soften them? It's just strips of those stick together LEDs, the multi ones. And I know they make them in a softer white. I could probably just replace them. To my orange. And you just paint the LED, Mike? Is that what you do? Thanks, Lou. Oh, there goes the neighborhood. Brevs is here now. Brevs is here. He's going to be spreading his hate for the Pennsylvania Railroad. Yeah, shoot it to me, Jim. I'm looking forward. I tell you what, I've actually got a kit here. I might go ahead and start building the kit, and then when you get here, I'll put your billboard on that one, and you can just shoot, and I'll just keep your kit to do mine, and same difference. You just have it that much quicker. Yeah, Brevs is here. Oh well. Can't go wrong with the reading T1. Yeah, it'll be my first reading engine actually. Doc, how was Nicholas Smith? Captain Andy wants to know. Tom, what'd you get? Did you buy anything? Tell us what you bought. Perfect. Thank you, Mike. That'd be great. Yeah, I'm always kind of. I would like to. It'd be nice just to paint those and not have to swap them out. But if I did, I'd swap out ain't in the world. There's Pop Pop's train room. Buddy, thanks for coming by. I was watching one of your videos today. That is the super cool way you did your elevated line there by taking those Lionel trusses and turning them upside down. And then the way you use that, the light grid for the uh, ceiling suspension, that was excellent technique, man. I might utilize something similar to that myself. I like the looks of that a lot. Brez is having a good time. That's good. Tim has 20 beer cars, gave most to my dad. There's a few. Yep, see this? Borrow them back, do a video. Yeah, buddy, that's probably my prized possession for buildings and layout stuff. That's actually a Howard Zane building that was on Tony Lash's layout. And I was so happy to get that thing. I'm a big fan of the Tony Lash layout from all the videos and stuff. And give her a little zoom here and check that thing out. It's wish I had a side view of it a little better, but it is a really sharp looking thing. And there was a passenger station, and I kicked myself in the butt for not going a little harder to try to get that passenger station. But yeah, this is the same auction that I think Sid ended up with that Colon Temple and some transformers and some other stuff off the Tony Lash deal. So yeah, I got that. The all the water towers and stuff are from the Tony Lash deal, and I got a whole consist of his consolidated waste industries stuff. Yeah, that Vinton water tower there, and then this. I got a couple of these Norfolk and Western water towers here and stuff. That one. So yeah, that was a good auction, man. I wish I'd gone a little harder on a few other pieces with that deal. Oh hell, looks like Wild Mary's here. Wild Mary is in the house. Okay, so since Jake's here, someone asked me the other day. They said, if you were just getting into O gauge, what's the best piece of advice you could give me? And I thought about it for a while, and I thought, you know, looking back on after I started collecting and stuff, the best piece of advice I could give anybody starting out in O gauge is don't become friends with Jake. I think that's the most solid advice I can give you for success in the O gauge catalog is don't become friends with Jake because he will send you shit constantly and take all your money. Yep, Howard Zane's still alive. He was at the maybe was he at, no, maybe it wasn't at York last year, but they had a bunch of his buildings and stuff, and he was still taking orders and stuff. I got a I got a really good book of his that has a lot of his stuff in there. I might try to get another couple of his buildings, man. I just like his style. Jeremy has been or no, sorry, Jake has been misinformed once again. See, Tom, what'd you get here? You got a couple of Atlas Steam Air Classics and an MTH Western Maryland M2. Well, I'm sure Jake was instrumental in convincing me to get to Western Maryland. I'm sure he did spend Dathan's money. Hell, he spent my money up there. Uh-oh. Travis has become the proud owner of a third rail PRR S2, and you know he's going to keep that thing TMCC or conventional, depending on how old it is. Surely he's not going to upgrade it in any way. Yeah, Jake is to finding people stuff to buy, like Bernsey is to proving that everything went through Northumberland. I'm a finder. He is, and you know what? I will say one thing. He will spend his money too. It ain't just about spending other people's money, although he likes doing that a whole lot. That's true. I did see Lionel Richie reverse Jake last weekend, and then he got me in the process also. That's a known fact, actually. He does hate Blue Nami. He tries to pretend like he doesn't. He's really a big fan of MTH, is my understanding. He would like to PS3 the world. Nice. Let's see. So last week, Jake via Rich picked up a wagon top B&O car for me. And then this weekend, Jake found me a couple of, see, was it? Yeah, a couple of Central of Georgia wood chip cars. Nope. He found that on eBay. He found, no, it was some Southern, some Burgundy Southern coal hoppers is what he found for me. That's what he found right there. You can get him. I've seen it done. Um, Somebody got him with that RF&P Burke that he got, which is a pretty sharp looking Burke. I'll give him that. I would not mind one of those myself. Yes, they do. And apparently, I have a lot of friends. It's all a front. He's all about the PS. Yeah, they're good looking. All right. Well, I did this a little earlier when I got on early, but let me switch back over here to the camera control, and I'll show you the whole layout here, and we'll talk a little bit about the layout and stuff. Y'all indulge me for a moment. So my layout is basically just a great big L, and in the right hand side of it is what I call the city, and that's where like the city and the industry will be. And that's about those loops are like that's 8 foot wide by about 14 foot long on that set of loops. And there's an elevated section here. You can't see it, but there's windows. That's going to be like an underground. This inner loop here is going to end up being a like a subway style thing. And then I've got another one of those tunnel box portals that will go here. And there'll be an entire on the left hand side. There'll be an entire elevated section. There'll be two more elevated loops that go all the way down again once I get the second level done. This level is going to be all fast track, but I am not making that mistake again. So the elevated stuff is going to be Ross or Gargraves or Atlas or something like that. Um, so as you pan around here, it comes down the skinny section here, past the coaling tower. This is actually a lift bridge. I just haven't cut the track yet. That actually lifts up right there to be able to access to my little work area over there where my 3D printer is and all that stuff. And I might end up turning a little bit of this section over here into, I might turn that um, engine shed to face me and run it down along the wall there just to buy myself a little bit more room. And then, so anyhow, the it comes down, it goes all the way around the backside to where my TV is and stuff. And then this area over here is going to be the mountain. That's the second level. That's where the second set of tracks will come through. And then it's going to be a whole mountain area. So basically anything under that white platform there is going to be part of the, it will be in a tunnel there. And then as you can see, there's a trestle area here. And where that single support is in the middle, there's going to be a metal bridge built across there. So that'll be freestanding. And that's how I can get up under the service, under the layout. And it's for storage and all that kind of stuff. The whole area is like 36 foot long, I think, down the length. And then that's another like 12 foot right there where the loops go around. Like I said, there'll be a second elevated area up top there. So pan back here and give y'all a little bit of a view. And then that's uh, that's pretty much the layout in a nutshell. Like I said, there'll be some industry and some other stuff added in up on the city side of stuff. So get caught up on some comments here. But it's my first layout, so obviously there's a lot of learning curve here. Like the first thing I learned is I really shouldn't have gone with the fast track. It seemed like the thing to do at the time, but now I kind of wish it's just so damn loud when you run it fast and stuff, and it's kind of limiting on what you can do in terms of fitting it with the stuff. So and just this is all in a loft area in my house, so I'm kind of like up in the loft area. So I have knee wall issues. Like I can't go very much higher with the layout because it starts getting into the slope of the walls and stuff. You can see like on that lower right hand or that lower picture on the left hand side there, there's I run into knee wall issues and stuff when I go very much higher. Thanks for stopping by, Train Master, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Yeah, like I said, it's my first layout I've ever done. I've never even built like an HO or anything. We had just some carpet loops as a kid. That's about the extent of it. So it's kind of cool to get in there and start figuring some of this stuff out. Yeah, I could Texas Eagle. I could switch over, but honestly, I have such an investment in this lower level now. I'm just going to live with it. Um, I don't plan to put many switches and stuff in. I built this as like a not a very technical layout. It's one I could just do like this. I could sit on here and BS and I can run trains and not have to worry about switches too much. So if I was going to put a bunch of switches in and stuff, I probably would spend the time to go back and change that track out, but I just don't think it's needed. Yeah, it would. It's just, man, I don't even want to think about what I've got fast tracked, It would just be kind of a waste. I get pennies on the dollar at best for trying to replace it. It doesn't bother me enough. By the time I ballast it in and landscape it and all that stuff, I don't think it'll be too terrible. Especially, I got to buy. I want to, I want to put some good buildings on it and stuff like that. So yeah, Atlas and raw switches. That's probably the number one way to go. Seems like, especially the raw switches, man. I have heard nobody say they regretted going to raw switches. Heard a few people go back and forth between, Atlas or Guardrays or whatever, but for the most part, plus I mean, it just looks so much better than the plastic bed does. What's So I've been texting Mike a little bit about my web cameras and stuff. Is the quality pretty decent for y'all in terms of the the picture quality and stuff? These are kind of new cameras. I just got them a month or so ago. Been playing with them. I hope it looks clear on my screen. I hope it's coming across for y'all. It does if you run stuff fast. Like when I run my older, like my pre-war and post-war stuff, and kind of speed them around, it's noticeably loud. Like not ridiculous. And I've got it on Homosoap and stuff, at least on part of the track, and it does help. It's just that it's got a hollow plastic noise that the roadbed creates, is what's kind of annoying. Okay, good. People seem to think that it looks good. All right, good deal. I'm glad. I was a little worried about that. Let's track and see if I do that. Yeah, that's kind of what I do. Track is kind of disposable. You really can wear track out over time and stuff. So I kind of figured I'd just live with what I got. And then as this stuff starts to go bad, or if I was to damage something, I could uh, I could start replacing it little along. I think that'd be a pretty solid plan. Yeah, I'm assuming that that would be in reference to my voice, Jeremy, that you love. Thanks, Captain Andy. Yeah, give me a like if you don't mind. If you want to subscribe, if you can get notifications if I do get another one, that'd be great. Like I said, this is just kind of something I'm doing for fun. I'm not trying to set the world on fire or whatever, but we got enough people that like and subscribe. I think I got to get 50 subs to be able to go live on my phone. I don't know if there'd ever be a use or a need for that, but it might be nice to have that option. You know, I don't. It's not that bad of a deal, man. If the museum is that's what they're going to do, then that's fine. It's not a terrible track, and if you're going to run it on carpet and stuff, it's probably the best track to do for that kind of stuff. But it it's just kind of loud. I know there's a technique. I think even Lionel teaches a technique of cutting carpet and actually cutting carpet to the shape of the track and kind of deadening the sound under it. But maybe I should have gave that a try. But that ship's kind of sailed. If I'm pulling this stuff up, I'm just going to replace it. I'm gonna have to screenshot that. I'm gonna screenshot that, send it so I can pull that out when I need to. Yeah, that Super O stuff looked pretty realistic. The I mean, I guess it was kind of like the precursor, I guess, to like an Atlas style track or something. But yeah, I think Lionel actually has a video where they show how to cut the carpet. It's like kind of like a regular shag carpet. They just cut it to the actual shape of the track and kind of shove it up under there, and it just fills that void space in that plastic that kind of takes that drumming sound that it makes, I guess. Yeah, 100%. You run trains like the speed I'm running mine tonight. It's not loud at all. It's perfectly fine. But if you were to skin them back like you would do in a conventional engine or something like that, it gets a little roary. It gets like a roar sound to it. But I mean, it's not like you can't deal with it. It's not deafening or anything. It's just kind of annoying. I don't really notice it until you see it, like till you hear something run on like a Ross or a Gargraves or something. Oh, Burnsy's here. Thanks for swinging by, Burnsy. I appreciate it. Keeping Northumberland safe from hate and discontent. Yeah, I've seen some people do that. I've heard of like spray foaming. I've even seen people take like household silicone and fill the voids up under it. But man, that seems like a pain. Nathan said he didn't tried on several sections and didn't seem to make much of a difference. Yeah, I guess certainly Northumberland is safe. Well, that's good to know. I believe Northumberland is possibly the geographic center point of the train universe. So, what are we thinking from the Lionel catalog? What did anybody order out of Lionel? We don't talk about Southumberland. Southumberland is an absolute shit show. I mean, that's really just like the south side of the north side of the one stoplight, though, right? Super roll with an oddball. That thin third rail cuts into pickup rollers. I've heard that. Yeah, the real thin third rail will groove. I've heard it's after quite a bit of running that it does that. But yeah, I've heard it will groove out a pickup roller. I've always thought the early T track was pretty interesting stuff. You know, when they ran the stuff that actually bolted together and it was the flat top T track and stuff. There's a guy, something Shore, I think, on YouTube, but basically has a whole layout of that T track. He runs a lot of really cool old post war engines and stuff. It's kind of neat. We don't we don't talk about Westumberland. That's fair. West Umberland, okay. Tanks and hoppers from Dayfin. Tom. What Allegheny did you go with? Which one did you go with? One of the shiny ones, or did you go with the one that looks right, unlike Jeremy's version? Did you go with a gold chassis? Really, Thomas? What did you order? Probably a true statement. Is it technically still a roller if it's not rolling? Okay, so this brings up an interesting point here. I've been meaning to call Jake and tell him about this, but so I noticed on Friday that my case had been closed. So I looked at it, and it usually tells you like what was going on. And according to them, they tested the engine and nothing was wrong with it. Now I don't know if that means they've fixed it and tested it and there's nothing wrong, or if they're saying that there was nothing wrong with it to begin with. But I know with 100% certainty that there was definitely something wrong with it because the minute you put track power to it, it would start the tenders would start playing, sounds and stuff, and the engine itself was dead. So I don't know if that means they fixed it and then it's coming back, or they're trying to say there's nothing wrong with it. But I got a bad feeling about this situation, so we'll see. Nothing right now, but Muffin is doing a deal of the day for any remaining T1 or King Pole sets around this time next year. Probably not a bad, probably not a bad thing. I actually considered that, and honestly, that's kind of where I'm at with like that. I kind of like that L&N U-boat, but I'm gonna give it about 6 months and see if I can't pick one up at a little bit of a discount. Um, yeah, I'm the same way on Alleghenies. I kind of want to see how they turn out um, to decide if I want to go that route. Um, let's see. Don't talk about my shiny Allegheny like that. Tom has got the 1604, the one at the museum. I'll have it weathered. Okay, so that 1604 is the shiny one. So Jeremy's happy. Yeah. I mean, hell, hopefully they did check it out and it was fine. And when they took it apart, they fixed something. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I know it's kind of. I mean, I tried Bluetooth in the thing. I know there was something wrong with that engine. I tried everything. I even put an engine on the track with it at the same time, and it would receive signal and run like it was supposed to. Yeah, I think I'm going to. If it comes back this time and they say there's nothing wrong with it, then I think I'm just going to get with Muffin and be like, here, take this thing back and, give me something different. I'm tired of messing with it. We'll see what happens. But that's the news I got. I haven't looked to see. I'm gonna see if I got any tracking information on it. Which they got like 12 inches of snow up there in Charlotte. That thing ain't leaving up there till midweek at best. Yeah, I sent it. I looked it up the other day. I received it on December 1st, and then I spent a day or two trying to get it to work, and then I called it in. They received it on December 4th. So first of next by Wednesday of this week, it will have been 2 months that it's been with Lionel since I bought it. So there's nothing like waiting a year for your engine to come in to have to wait another 2 months when it's sitting in, trying to get warranty work done on it. Yeah, the shiny. I don't really. I don't know if I've got some shiny engines and I've got some flat ones. It depends on what you're going to do with it. Like I want to run mine prototypical, so like I like the glossy ones. But if you're going to run an excursion style engine like that, then absolutely gloss would be the way to go. I mean, that's what would look right. Yeah, it's been quite the ordeal. With I've had not had the best of luck with Vision Line stuff at all this last year. I don't know if everybody's heard the story. They probably have because I scream it all the time. But of the four Vision Line engines I've gotten this year, three of them have had to go back to Lionel right out of the box. Which sucks because if I do send it back, I've already bought a set of passenger cars to run with it, and we'll just have to deal with that when we deal with that. Yeah, it seems like that would have been that hard to do. They're all built to order anyhow, so why couldn't they offer a gloss or a matte version of both? Because, like you said, kind of like third rail is really good to do like a as delivered or a in service version of something, so you could have the gloss version for like your excursion stuff or your as builts, or you could have the matte versions for your in services and stuff like that. Yeah, seems like that wouldn't have been that hard a thing to do if they wanted to. I guess that's just what it boils down to, whether they wanted to do that or not. But plus also, and I'm not here to Lionel bash by no means, but the I guess the more chances you give them, the more chances there are to screw stuff up. So is that all anybody's getting from Lionel? What about third rail? Who's got some third rail orders in? Oh yeah, I agree. They won't do it, but I think that's something they could do if they wanted to provide better services. Speaking of third rail, I literally just asked who has their third rail order in and what they get, and it's Jay. Hey, buddy, what's going on? Thanks for popping in, man. I'm just doing a little placeholder for Zach tonight, but I'm actually going to be getting up with you this week to talk about a few things. Good, man. Where you been? So you got back into Denver a little bit ago. Just a little fun trip, I hope. That's funny. I literally mentioned who got the third rail order in, not 30 seconds before you popped in. I agree. I did spend a little bit of money with some of the other ones, but I've told him repeatedly that that catalog definitely took money out of some other companies' pockets this year. 100%. That was a fantastic catalog, especially if you're like me. The roads I like, the N&W was hit me hard. The Central of Georgia hit me hard. It was a fantastic catalog. Yep, yep. I plan to get a couple of those myself. I want to get a sound version, and then I want to get a non-sound version of it. Dylan got the RF and PE8s. Nice. I've got a set of the tuxedos coming. Full Pocahontas Arrow set and K1 Mountain. Yep, that's going to be a very similar order to mine. Work. Okay. Oh, that's right. I remember you saying there. That's she's the lady that was with before, right? That did the old third. Yeah, nice. Excellent. Excellent. Yep. Oh, it's a sharp Colin tower. That's for sure. I sure do like mine. I ended up having to pay up for mine a good bit with through the auction house just because at the time there I had no idea when they were going to make that thing again. Let me swing over there and we'll take a look at it. Yeah, that's a good looking. That's the best looking Colin tower on the market in my opinion. I think I've spoken with her in the past. I think I spoke with her back when I first ordered the those Virginian electrics before Jay had taken over. Yep, yep, they're good looking Colin towers. I would definitely wait for those to come on board. Hey, buddy, thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, man, get back in town and have some dinner, man, and then relax, enjoy. Appreciate what you do for us, man. Well, no, what were you talking about? Didn't you get the Rutland RS3s? I think you were talking about that. Did you ever end up deciding on that? I know Jimbo was going to go hard on some passenger cars. I don't know if any of y'all had a chance to talk to Jimbo, but you can't hardly talk to Jim without. I have mentioned like 19 different engines, and he'll be like, "Well, I've got that. I've got that in a box still. I've got that." He has a collection. I would love to actually just see what all's in his collection. Yeah, I'm in for it. Um, I like the Western Maryland. Jake has converted me, so yeah, I'll definitely be in for one of those if we when it happens, if and when it happens, which I think it will. Possibly sooner than later. Who knows? We'll see. Um, as long as I can pull it off, I think I will definitely go for one. I know though there'll probably be like some Whitewell engine will be the other engine in the catalog along with it or something. Oh, I ain't picking on you. It's just it's impressive. Like I'll randomly be discussing an engine, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I got one of those. I ain't even got it out of the box yet." Yep, Rich, you're on the line too. I'm gonna have to get one too, especially anything that ain't been done in no gates. You about have to go for it. Rutland RS3, a Central Vermont RS3, and of course a set of the EL3As. Yep. Yep, I'm in on those. I don't think I'm going to be able to swing some RS3s this go round just because of the other stuff that's going on. But I'm sure that's going to end up being run again in some form or other. So I'm probably going to get on the RS3 bandwagon at some point, but I'm just going to have to kind of wait and see because I get hit hard with some of the other steam engines. Man, I would really like to have that Havana Express engine, but it's currently on the chopping block for budgetary reasons. He does. You literally can mention just about anything, and he's got one of those around somewhere. Yep. Hell, I casually mentioned wanting the one of 40 set of the Cincinnatian cars, and he's like, I might know a guy. And I ended up with a set of the Atlas Cincinnatian cars. No, it's not going to be like that. I forget what he said, but I think most all those engines are like the mid two section, Tom, if I remember correctly. Somebody might know better, but it really, the engine name doesn't really matter as much. It's just like what the size of it is more than anything. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You can literally do better. He's one of those sleeper guys too. Like he never mentions it unless you bring it up. Hell, me, I won't shut up about half the crap I've bought, but Jim will just like sit there quietly and not even mention it. And then all of a sudden he'll just say, "Oh, I got one of those." Yeah, I think there's going to be enough people to get those engines. I think that's going to happen as long as they are. Exactly. Yeah, that's another cool thing. Like that was a funny story. I knew Woodnot had ordered that Rutland, and he sends me a picture the other day. And apparently, when Rutland was took over, I guess, or at some point, they literally L&N bought the Rutland engines, and it's the same green and everything. They just spray painted a gray patch on it and wrote L&N, and it was what they ran for years. They never even repainted them. Yeah, there's a ton of them. There's a ton of road names, and then of course all this stuff happened with Jay and the the Central of Georgia engines and the L&N or the um, N&W and all that stuff, and then they friggin' go and announce that they're going to do a set of Southern RS3s. And I'm like, God, you guys have to give me a break. Hey, Rich, thanks for joining in. But yeah, sorry, man. I think I screwed up the link when I did the link earlier, and it didn't. The link didn't take you to this live. I started a separate live from the link. I got to get with Mike or Zach or somebody and figure out what I did wrong on that deal. Yeah, thanks for coming in, buddy. I appreciate you. Man in the tracks. Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, dude, it's crazy the interconnection between all that stuff. Jake sent me a picture today of what was it, Jake? It was like a RF&P, a Southern, and some other kind of F unit all running together at some point. It's insane. I was Oh, I learned something interesting today. Y'all might have known this, or maybe you didn't. Who knows? I'm sure Clay knew this, but apparently the Georgia State Troopers took the colors of their cars, that blue and gray color, off of the Central of Georgia color scheme for the railroad, which I thought was pretty interesting. I had no idea. I know they look similar, but I didn't realize that was the exact same color scheme. Saw Big Rich on with Ray's Trains last night hanging out. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Yeah, if you subscribe and turn on the notifications, it'll let you know when I go live. And I'm gonna try to unless it's like a last minute thing, I'll try to pop it in Discord and let everybody know that I'm gonna go live and stuff. Like I said, this ain't gonna be a regular every week kind of thing. It's gonna do this about once a month or so. We'll see how it goes. Appreciate it, Jeremy. Thank you. Yeah, that L&N has some pretty cool connections. I mean, they all kind of had a lot of connections. I mean, I guess they're all railroads, so they're bound to be a little bit of connection with them. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see some of the inner wavings of some of these railroads and stuff, and the history of them and stuff. Yeah, a lot of stuff you never even realized. Like I said, I had no idea about uh, the colors of the Central Georgia ended up being for the state troopers. Yeah, I noticed you're on a delay, Rich. That was kind of frustrating. I could see where that'd be frustrating. It's hard enough for me to like do this because by the time I say something, it takes you know 30, 40, 50 seconds or whatever it takes for the responses to come through and stuff. It can get a little confusing as to what I was talking about and what people were responding to. Rich, you got anything pre-ordered? You got anything new coming? I guess I didn't talk about this too much with the. I did earlier when everybody was here, but so the outer loop on my layout's a 084, 082, 84 outer loop, and I'm running on it is the a set of the custom run Muffin E7s, the ABAs, with about 22 of the Woodside reefers and stuff, and a Savannah and Atlanta caboose because I don't have an L&N caboose at the moment. Um, and then the inner loop is the 072 loops, and I've got a double headed. I've got a Vision Line Class A with the Legacy Y6B, and the front one is the King Cole set from Lionel. And then I've just got some various hoppers and stuff behind that with a couple of random box cars and stuff and a couple cabooses and that consist. And then over on the city side is a pretty cool little consist. It was the NWJ, but it's actually hauling a Southern Tennessean passenger train. And that was actually prototypical on I believe it was the DC to Bristol leg of that passenger service. The N&W with the J would actually pull that, and then Bristol they would pass it off to the Southern, and that's where like the Weaver Southern Tennessean Streamliner, the Pacific. That's what they would use to haul with it. Rich has got an AC9, so he's got one of the. You got that overnight one, right, Rich? That could be a really cool. Yeah, they actually those E8s that Third Rail is doing right now is actually in the Illinois, the cream and orange or whatever they call it, and they hauled the portion of the city of Miami train through Georgia with it, and then I guess eventually, at some point, they just kept the Central Georgia engines on there and ran it back. Those things went all the way up to Chicago, I guess, or wherever it originated from. Of course, Clay was telling me all about this. He's the COG guy. SP third rail Halloween scheme. What engine is that, Rich, that you've got coming in the Halloween scheme? Is that like one of the RS3s? No, I'm not familiar with the Bristol Northwestern Railroad. Sounds pretty cool. I've never heard of it. There were some pretty interesting little short lines. I'm a big fan of a little short line that ran from Gainesville, Georgia to Athens. Gainesville is known for the poultry capital, and it's called Gainesville Midland. They ran a bunch of decapods and had some pretty neat stuff. It was only 60 miles, I think, of track, but it's pretty interesting. I bought like three box cars. I found a three set of box cars from Central and Midland, or not Central Midland, but Midland Gainesville. Yeah, Burns. Let me switch over to the camera, and I'll pan through it and let you see it. Uh, I did it a little earlier, but I'm sure everybody won't mind it again. So this is the what I call the city section, I guess. Up there, that's a 60 loop in the middle. Like I said, 72 and 084 on the outside. And the 60 just runs around the city there. There's an opening in the middle to access. And at the far side, there's an elevated area. There's going to be another set of tracks elevated above these eventually. And then, so as you, that's, I think that was 14 by like 8 up on that end of the track. As you pan across, there's a lift bridge right here to get into the little dugout right there. Um, and then it comes down here and it splits to what I call like the mountain or the city side of the layout. And it's 36 foot down the length of the layout from one end to that corner. And then I believe this is in the neighborhood of like 12 foot across here. And that white platform is going to eventually be a mountain, like I said. So when the trains enter through there, there'll be tunnel portals, and it'll be going through the mountain basically right through there, and like in that back corner area, and then over to the left hand side, and then like I said, there'll be a second set of tracks that go around it. So that's like I think that's 12 or 13 foot wide across there. So that's pretty much the layout. Okay, so that was a tourist railroad. I got you. Yeah, I've not heard of it. That doesn't mean anything. Yeah, that's the towers that are coming back out. So if Jay gets it figured out or whatever, you can just order you one from them, man. They're pretty sharp. And then that's my newest passenger shed there, or engine shed. I mean, thank you, thank you. There's a conspiracy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe those were all definitely the Russian decapods. That was definitely that one in Gainesville is one of the Russian decapods for sure. I'd really like to next time they run those, I'm going to try to get an undecorated one and make my own Gainesville Midland engine. If I can't talk somebody into doing it, I highly doubt that there would be enough interest in anybody but me to want one of those. Yeah, it was my puppy Ebba. She came up here. She's now asleep on the sofa. Yep, that's the Procy shed, the extra long one. I bought it originally big enough to be able to fit like a big boy and articulated in there. I think it's 30 inches deep or something like that. Thank you, Dathan. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's coming along. I wish I had some pictures of before. I built like a partial layout up here, just like it's basically just the loops over by the city area initially, just to kind of play with stuff and figure some stuff out. And then I had to rip it all down because we pulled up the carpet, we put hardwoods in, and repainted everything and stuff. So it's been kind of a long process just to get the layout going. Just to just because we kind of did a remodel right in the middle of the layout process, but. It's coming along now. I kind of like it. It's my man cave. I sit up here and watch TV or do 3D printing or whatever, and then run trains and stuff. So pretty enjoyable. But I think who is it? K&R just put like the diesel shop in with the roll up doors and stuff. It's pretty cool looking. Um, I don't really have room for it, but I wouldn't mind having a diesel one. Yeah, at 9 o'clock, we're going to give away one of Jake's Woodside Reefers. It's going to be a pretty good giveaway. Of course, Sedano's not eligible. Oh yeah, if you lived anywhere in that area, you've definitely seen that engine. I want to say that there's something like 3 or 4 of those decapods on display in Georgia, like in static displayed in different places. There was a ton of those things around. When they built like several hundred, I think, or whatever, and then ended up they didn't send them over after the revolution. That's not surprising at all, really, not at all. MTH Pacific Steam, like Erie, is long tender. Yes, they're pretty good. I've got a couple of MTH Pacifics. I got the Light Pacific and L&N. It's a pretty good little engine. It runs pretty good. I don't hate the PS3 like a lot of people. It's not quite as solid and robust as the um, as like the Legacy and stuff, or even the Blue Nami, but it's not too bad. I've been pretty lucky with it, I guess. I'm one of the few people when I got a WTIU, I just installed it and it ran fine. Um, I don't know. Going to give away one of Jake's H9s at 9:15. That sounds excellent, Sedona. It's a great idea. Like I said, maybe this fall or maybe a little into it. I'm sure I got something we can give away here. Hell, I've been finding shit I forgot I even owned when I was cleaning out from underneath the layout here. Jake doesn't seem to think that's such a good idea. What do y'all think MTH is going to come out with this year? I've heard rumors that we might be seeing maybe the what was the I'll get the numbers wrong. Was it the L2 Hudson? What's the earlier Hudson, not the ones that just recently came out? And then I've also heard that There might be a Yellowstone coming down the pipeline, possibly. That's kind of one reason why I'm holding off on getting another Allegheny. I've got the Virginian Allegheny from the first run, so I kind of holding off to see about getting. I would love to have the DMIR Yellowstone. Yeah, I think they are Gainesville Midland for Russia. Yeah, the A2 burst. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Hey, Rich, there was a set of those cars at Trains. I don't know if they're still there, but they were a excellent deal. They were cheaper than what I bought them from you for. I thought about buying them to resell them. Yes, so some H9s could be coming. That would be cool. Oh, so Rich Muffin mentioned the A2s were coming on Friday. Because I've just heard rumors. I hadn't heard anything solid. That's just what I had heard. So what do y'all usually do like for my next stream whenever I go? Should I offer up what I've got to run and put a poll up and let people pick what engines they want to see run, or should I just pick what I want to pick and see what we got there? What's y'all's thoughts on it? So we got a new pick. So you asked Muffin. He said he heard the A2s were coming. Okay, cool. Probably going to rerun the Blue Goose and regular Hudsons again. If you market for the Santa Fe guys. Yep. We can run the Blue Ridge. I literally just took it off the other day. I'd run it for quite a while. Pick one and do. Oh, I could do that. Yeah, we could. I could pick two of them and then do a survey for one of them. The white pea. Yeah, I could. I don't think I got but two Western Maryland engines at the moment. I am in need of some Western Maryland rolling stock also. I do, Rich. I've got that the Vision Line Freight Express with the GS4. Um, I need to break that thing out and run it. That might be something we do here pretty quick. You back to work? Yeah, you had a little time off there, didn't you? That's the one thing I don't get a ton of, Sedano, is Western Maryland stuff from Jake. He'll hook me up, but it's always his leftovers. You know, if he's calling you up, he's already got it. I was kind of thinking about doing just doing like some theme lives, like do an all L&N run one week, or do a all all electrics. Could do like an electrics stuff, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Might do that for a change, just to mix stuff up a little bit. All streamlined stuff like that. Oh, that's a tough one, man. Uh, Probably my Class A, to be honest with you. I like my Class A. That or my Y6B. Um, I don't know though. Like I really like my Tennessean too. So it'd definitely be an N&W probably. What about you, Jeremy? You heading out with the Allegheny or the Greenbrier? Yeah, when I'd shoot you a picture on thing when I was hanging my shelves up, I put all my electric engines right there together. Well, except for my third rail. I've got my third rail stuff in a little display cabinet. So, but yeah, I kind of lined them all up. It's kind of neat to see them all together. MTH had the tooling for the weed sprayer, and then we got it Jane Sherry's been smoke effects, and we yeah, I could see him doing something like that, kind of like that the snow blower thing they got recently or whatever. I'm shocked they hadn't done that. Eric seems to get a ton of views and comments and stuff when he shows his. I believe if they still have that tooling, you might could see that happen. Oh yeah, I saw Rich talking about this last night. If anybody can find the Godfather cannoli reefer, hey Rich, you need to put a picture of that in Discord if you haven't already. Yeah, I'm there with you, Jeremy. That'd be right up there. That would be right up there. That or Jay maybe. All right, buddy. Thanks for popping in, Sleeve, buddy. I appreciate you coming by. Yeah, man. I appreciate it. Get some sleep, man. I tell you what else I got to do. I got to take this reefer train off of the thing. I love it. But I've literally had it on here since I got the layout running again a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. So I just every time I think about taking it off, man, I think one where I'm gonna put all those bastards, and two, I think man, it's just a good looking train to see all those colors and stuff come by. I really enjoy it. It looks good behind diesels. It looks good behind steam. So Darren, what's the deal with that? I heard them talking about Roundhouse South. Was that like a custom run reefer that Roundhouse South did? I bet those things are impressively loud. I can imagine what it sounds like when Zach has those three big boys all lashed up. You getting ready to do your reefer challenge, Nathan? Oh, okay, it was a custom run reefer. Yeah, that's a good looking reefer. I saw. I think maybe Rich did post a picture of it in Discord, but yeah, it's good looking. I imagine. I don't know. Maybe they'll rerun it here soon. Is that an MTH or an Atlas? Did y'all say that earlier? All right, boys. It's 8:55. Y'all tell me what we want to do. We want to go to 9, and we want to go to 9:30. All right, buddy. All right, Thomas. Talk to you later, bud. Thanks for stopping in. Tom's heading out 5 a.m. I get it, my friend. I understand completely. Nice. 26 Atlantic. Tell them what road name they are and stuff. Jake just sent me a picture of my hopper. Good. That was a Godfather cannoli reefer that Rich is looking for. Got one vote for 9:30. Yes, an MTH. Yeah, nice. Still got 22 people. Keep going. All right. Well, we'll go until 9:30. Hang on, guys. I'm sending a text real quick. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so apparently I had seen these before, but I forgot about them. But I guess they were leased hoppers that N&W got from PRR. So that's kind of a cool tie-in. All right, Dathan, Rich said he got your 33,000 gallon tank cars out. Darren's in. Yeah, what's your beer choice there, Darren? Old Sedano here is a banquet man, just like Jake is. Darren's got the Yinglings rolling tonight. Very nice. Sedano drinks the Yinglings at the racetrack all summer. Solid choice. Yeah, I've gotten a few. I think I got like 10 or 12 subscribers up until this. Maybe I picked up a few more today. I haven't really looked, but now my point of bragging was that I only had like 12 subscribers. Now I'm gonna have to be careful. It's not even, the joke's not even gonna work anymore. Next live, I'm gonna probably bring some people on with me. I just wanted to kind of figure this stuff out here first and figure out what's going on. Might see if we can get Woodnot in from the Great White North one evening, or Jake, or I've already talked to Mike about coming on. We'll get Sedano on here at some point. Thanks, buddy. I can always count on you, John. Oh yeah, wow, that is a pretty good jump. I think I started with like 20 or something at the beginning of the day or something like that. That's pretty good. Not too bad. I appreciate that, everybody, for subscribing. Thanks. Well, it's not because I think any less of you, buddy. It's just you maybe have the most questionable internet at the moment. The Atlantic's looking at an Erie or an Ann Arbor. Yeah, they're probably pretty cool. I like Erie stuff. I've got a couple. I've got like the triplex. I got the Erie triplex, and I might have something else Erie. I can't remember. I really have trouble remembering what I've got half the damn time. It's better now because I got some shelves up and I actually see what I got. But when I put stuff back in boxes and put it up under the layout, I completely forget about having something. Yeah, the weird thing is, I mean, like anybody on the Restream is on a delay a little bit, but the weird part was that you were the only one on the delay last night, which made it really complicated. We upgrade the dial up, and my phone will work while being online. Awesome, that's cool, mate. Yeah, I want to see you say I really enjoy when you go live on Friday nights and stuff. So I'm glad. I hope you get that figured out. Well, Dathan, that's an interesting question because I spent the better part of last night trying to figure that out. I initially wanted to do it by road name and stuff, like all my N and W together, but I kind of started running out of links. And I wanted to put all my articulateds together. So I kind of grouped all my articulateds to the front. And then after that, I kind of started working back from there. But then I started running into problems where there were gaps that I couldn't get the road names to fit. Like I had a small gap that would fit a small engine of some other road name, but the N and W engine I had wouldn't fit in that hole. So I kind of started just kind of moving it around a little bit, and it ended up just fitting where it can fit. I did group the electrics together. I've got like my Eric's train stuff that I do, his custom run stuff. I've got it all kind of grouped up in one spot together. Um, Given the having uh, the room to do it and all that stuff, I would definitely kind of lump that stuff together if I could by road name and stuff. But like I said, sometimes just for the sake of making stuff fit, I just had to kind of. So it's a little bit of a hodgepodge right now. But I'm going to add some more shelving and stuff, and then when I get some more room, I might kind of shuffle it around a little bit, figure that out. Wow, 45 subscribers! Holy crap, that's crazy. That is insane. How do you guys do y'all's? Do you try to lump it up by road name or by type of engine? Like you put all your Mikados together, all your GG1s together, stuff like that? Yeah, I definitely need to do a I need to do a spreadsheet for that stuff. That would help tremendously. I know Zach's really big with his spreadsheets on keeping up with stuff. So I will definitely have to do that. I can do that now a little bit because I've kind of got room to get stuff out of like I said, the boxes and stuff. Well, stuff was boxed up and packed up all together, man. It was hard to keep it together. Yeah, I don't even try to worry about like road number stuff as far as like rolling stock. I don't really keep up with my like road numbers for hoppers and stuff. But I could imagine it would be really hard to keep track of all that stuff. If I get duplicates, I just get duplicates. It just kind of is what it is. Yeah, just you and Jake both. If you have a tab for each road name, I got you. Yeah, Darren, same thing for me. I just said I tried to like organize it by road name, and then I ended up that I was just going to have to fit stuff in where I could fit stuff in. Like I've got a N and W four truck Shay that I'd like to have with N and W stuff, but I had to stick it elsewhere just for the sake of having a place to put it. Yeah, what do y'all in terms of that? I was talking about this the other day. What do you do for like that kind of stuff? Like the Woodside reefers. I think I'm just going to do like a box of just all the Woodside reefers because they're all different road names. Like they're not even road names and stuff. But I try to put all like my N and W hoppers in one box and all that kind of stuff when I store that stuff. Yeah, Rich with the spreadsheet route. Yeah, Daytime, same thing. I got kind of pictures and stuff of certain things, but I don't really have like a spreadsheet. What do you use to transport with, Tim? I've always kind of found that interesting. I can't believe somebody doesn't make like a nice foam lined, transportation boxes. I know somebody did for a while, but I think they went out of business or something. Yeah, I mean, it don't take much, man. When you start adding like Jake's got to have some kind of like spreadsheet. No way he's memorized all those coal hopper numbers and stuff, right? If he does, I'm going to take him to Vegas. I'm going to Rain Man his ass out. Some go rolling stock goes in tubs. Sometimes they go in an O scale hauler. So what do you call an O scale hauler? You have like a box set up for hauling O scale like rolling stock or something. Yeah, I get it, Jeremy. That's a solid plan. I tell you what, man, there's kind of a point where like the crap just gets a lot out of hand. Like I kind of want to slow down on what I collect and just get really good versions of what I get. Like at first I was just buying stuff just to have some rolling stock. I bought like a mess of uh what's the hardware store, um the cheap stuff. I bought 10 or 12 of those just to have enough rolling stock to pull a train. And then I was like, it didn't take me long to go, well, I'd rather just slow down and get the nicer stuff. Really train. Yeah, yeah, it definitely helps to keep up with what's what. Okay, Darren. So you go. I was really trying to figure out if I wanted to do by like all box cars or all coal hoppers or all woodside reefers or stuff, or do I want to do like the N&W coal hoppers together or whatever. So yeah, it's kind of hard to figure that out. 5 pages of this stuff labeled. He is definitely full rain man. Mike ought to do like a pup challenge. That's what he ought to do. Those do look cool. I think I've got like three total, but they do look cool. I actually really thought about that Sears and Roebuck one he's got. I might end up trying to call old Stockyard Express and scoring a couple of those. They do look good. I like the way they do theirs, but they're kind of one of those things that I don't think look so good just sitting on the shelf. But the minute you start pulling them behind a train, man, those pups look good. Yep, John, you're right. I'm right there with you, bud. I think I'm pretty squared away on a lot of the stuff I want. I'm gonna just buy like some smaller stuff or upgrades and stuff that I have. But I really like building that engine shed kit, man, got me like I really enjoyed that. I spent a whole weekend building that thing and it was just kind of fun. I'm gonna start getting kits, I think. I've got a N&W Shops of Roanoke kit I gotta build next. So I'm gonna get that thing knocked out and I think that's where I'm going to get my enjoyment from, not just the sheer volume of buying stuff. Yeah, I think Mike ought to. We need to talk Mike into doing a challenge for that. Like he can do the pup trailer challenge, and then he needs to like give away a pup trailer or something to the winner. I know that it's going to be tough for him. I get it. He's got the same cheapness that Zach does. Yeah, you got to have a. They're kind of like coal hoppers, man. You really got to have a fair amount of them for them to look good. But when they do, they look good. You didn't bite, Dathan? You didn't go for it? Oh, so you can just pull it up on your phone and it'll sync with like an Excel sheet. That's interesting. That'd be nice. Like you said, she ain't carrying around sheets of paper or a computer with you at a train show. Okay, so you can do it off Google. What kind of is that? A you got a like an Apple phone or you use like an Android? Rich. I've seen their stuff. Yeah, their stuff's pretty cool. They got some neat stuff. I wanna get into scratch, not scratch building per se, but get into kit building and stuff. I think that's where I want to go with my layout. I'm going to buy some basic buildings to get at least a basic thing going, but then I'd like to really kind of fill in with some custom stuff. Need more puffs. I agree. All right, here's the man. He's watching. What do you think, Mike? You down for putting up a pup trailer challenge? Oh, there we go. There's the answer. Yep, you need to do it, bud. Go ahead and get on it. Jump on it and announce it. Give people a little bit of time to get some up too. Like say April or something like that. I'm gonna do a pup challenge or whatever, and then send me some of your pup trailers to run on my layout. I'm with you, Dathan. I do all my lists in Notepad on my phone. Same thing. Also do like my okay. So here's another question for you guys. I am notorious for like coming up with a list of things I want to find at a train show, and then finding absolutely none of them once I get there. Like I have literally I think maybe of the 20 shows I've gone to, 20 or 30 shows with a list, I might have bought four things off my list. Yeah, exactly. Right now, it'd be a pretty boring train. I'd have like one train with three pups behind it. Yeah, Lou, you ain't lying. There's a whole lot to that. Like, it's just kind of a pain changing out a train, period. Like, even if you've got a place to store it, like you had a box set up for it or everything, it's just kind of sucks to pull a train off and on. It's exactly what we were talking about, guys. Jimbo's probably got somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,500 of those things laying around. Yeah, you kind of just have to. That's what they told me at York. They're like, you can have your list and you can look for it, but you just kind of go with the flow and find stuff you want, or Jake will find stuff you want. Let's be honest. Yeah, exactly, Dathan. I've maybe, and it was crap like JT's Mega Smoke at York. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're going to be able to find that, but you say I want this specific engine or something. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. Yeah, probably do. They're like, what is going on? You know, I mean, I've seen it. I guarantee you, Joker's Woodside Challenge has definitely affected the cost of like Woodside reefers for sure. Yeah, Doc, you got that one in the bag. Doc has transformer popping numbers of P1s, that's for sure. Don't use a list when I go to train shows. So I want a list. Try to get it. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. You just kind of have to be flexible. Sometimes I find something I really, really wanted that I didn't know I wanted at a train show. What mad find you there, Lou? All right, boys. I got a thought for the Yorks, spring York, fall York, whatever York were there. I have a proposal. I say we do a $20 challenge. Whatever you buy cannot exceed $20. And you have to be honest about it. Like I don't want nobody spending $300 and saying they spent $20 on it or rigging something with a friend. But what do we say we do a $20 challenge? And it just has to be train related. It don't have, it can be a car, it can be an engine, it can be whatever. This has to be O gauge train related. And at the end of the day, we all tell what we got and we vote on who got and it can be the neatest thing, it can be the most outrageous thing, or it can be the whoever got the absolute best deal. Like if they really stole something for $20. What's y'all's thoughts on doing something like that? I think that could be fun. We'll do like a video on it. Oh yeah, like I said, you'll find something you didn't even know you needed. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Zach's to blame for quite a bit of that. Yeah, you just kind of like keep up with what you got and rotate it through. Lou, this is why we do it at York. You have to be at York. It's for the people that are at York to do this. That's why this is the $20. All right, Dylan. You can't go setting something aside from Bob's either. Matter of fact, you can't buy from Bob. You have to. It has to be just randomly found at the show. So Dono's in, Lou's in, Dathan's in. Yeah, exactly. Like everybody can cover it from their end to the side for their channels or whatever. Oh, that's funny. We know tattoo trains. That's what he'd go for. No, it has to be at that current show that you're at, Lou. It's not something you got in the past. It literally has to be for that deal. There we go. There's the hashtag. We used to do this every year. Me and buddies and stuff, or me and the wife would go on the world's longest yard sale. I think I went last year. I ended up buying some train stuff, some random train stuff. But we would that was the deal. We would set up an amount and say, all right, it's $20, and you have to find the thing. I think my wife even did it one time with her friends at Christmas. They went up to the big international flea market up off Buford Highway, and you had like an hour and $20. You had to go buy like your Secret Santa gift for people and stuff. It was a lot of fun. Salty's in, Brevs is in. Well, maybe I'll do a video and we'll announce it and just talk about it and kind of lay out some of the ground rules. We'll all get together on Discord and we'll figure out some of the ground rules. Somebody get Captain Andy called up here about it. Captain Andy, we're going to do a $20 York challenge. It's got to be at York. It's $20. You try to get the best thing you can get for $20. It could be anything O gauge related, car, engine, building, whatever. And at the end of the day, we all get together, we talk about it, and we vote on who won the challenge. No, no, you don't get anything for winning the challenge. It's just something fun to do. But it's $20, and it's on the honor system. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to see that. I might put that set of feet on Ben's to shame. 23 years of wearing fucking fireman boots and jungle rot and stuff. It's heinous. Mike will probably buy $20 worth of smoke fluid. Andy's in. Rich is in. Yeah, maybe we do it like maybe that's the deal. Everybody does it, and then that night at the club we vote on it or whatever. Something like we'll figure it out. We'll figure out the rules. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, yeah. So DA Griffith did it. Okay, I'm sure it is, Captain Andy. All right, that's it, Doc. I'll put up the $20, and the winner will get their money back. Brad, you got to go with the Y6B or find you a Vision Class A, buddy, or both. That's what you do, Brad. Get you get you the an Allegheny and find you a Vision Class A. But I will say the Y6B is probably the greatest steam engine ever made. I'm assuming what you posted on Discord that you've probably got your income tax check coming back. I'm not saying that the Y6B is cooler than a Class A. The Class A's are fantastic, but I'm saying like in the real world, most like especially the N&W steam engineer guys and the guys that ran those and stuff said that the Y6B was just so refined. It was the basically the last generation of mainline steam engines ever made, and they really kind of started figuring some shit out with them. They were pretty fantastic engines all around by all accounts in the real world. From a Lionel standpoint, I probably give my wife's the Class A Vision line a nod just because the sound system's a little better. If they ever did a Vision Y6B with like the three speakers and all, that would be a fantastic engine. Yeah. See, got like that's what perfect example, Rich. If Mike had gotten that corgi truck for like $20, that would have been a fantastic $20 challenge thing. And I'm willing to like we could make it a $25 challenge or whatever. I just thought 20 sounded like a nice good number. Oh, nice. What kind of car was it, Bruce? I mean, there's an argument for that, Dylan. There certainly is. I just, like I said, the Y6B was basically the second gen Class A, honestly. Also, fantastic engine. Like one probably pretty high up on my white whale list right now is the VMR Yellowstone, and I think that's going to happen this year. Yeah, that it does make a difference. That Class A, that third speaker makes a difference. I like that engine, Andy, but the N&W part of me, I couldn't have a Penske Y6, even though it's cool, and part of me wishes it was a real engine. Same thing with the N&W Allegheny, man. I just can't do it. Oh, an old Infinity. Okay, cool. Yeah, Jake, that's a solid plan. I'm actually going to start on that. I'm going to start doing that. What do y'all think? Like, I tend to think that like 13 or 14 cars is like a minimum for like 3 bay coal cars for like a decent consist and stuff. What would you think with the iron ore cars? How many do you think it takes to make a solid consist for those? Yeah. Yeah, they were kind of they served both. They could do fast freight stuff. And I think they even did some passenger services with the Class A, didn't they, on occasion? Get rid of all the PR stuff. Really, is the color just not right on that one? Andy, I haven't heard anybody complain about it, but I'm sure they will. Yeah, Doc, I heard them. I will probably bring. I've got 4024. Um, I'll probably bring it up for the challenge at York if they're going to do it for sure. Salty's from 26. This is the newest car he's got. Did you All right, one thing, Salt, you got to understand, Brev's is like just out of diapers. So 27, 2007 to him was forever ago. Unlike me and you. Did did you say did you order you a legacy engine this go around? I think you said, Salty. Yeah, Jeremy, I think that's the plan. They wanted to see how many they could all get going on the different loops and stuff. I don't know. They probably get quite a few of them going. What did Doc? How many T1s did you have going? Like six or something? Was I mean, you're gonna have to kill some smoke units, but big boy, yeah. If you wanna participate, you're gonna have to. So it would your TMCC one was the lighter green, I take it, and then that darker green. Yeah, I've heard somebody else was saying that like Yeah, it's like very small percentage of black or whatever, and then one of the other ones was a small percentage of blue. It was like the different colors. So that was somebody was talking about this the other day. Was that because L&N ran it from like up around Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and stuff? Ran the actual atomic material in that car? Is that true? Because if that's real and stuff, I might have to pick one of those up myself. 5T1s, but LED. Okay, yeah, I saw that at the club that night. You were running that. Lou, I think they were just going to try to get as many big boys together and run, see how many they could lash up at the club and stuff. That was somewhat talked about. Jake, I really can't understand why you feel like that's such a big accomplishment, dude. It's not that hard to talk me into spending money. So would it just be just like a random L&N car in a contest then wherever it was going? So if you had if you had like a UP contest going, you just threw an L&N car just in the middle there. Would that have been correct? Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, maybe I'll have to think about that. I'm not sure if the OG one actually glowed in the dark though, right? Maybe, possibly. Yeah, I might have to. So what is the deal with that thing? Does it got like a sound set in it and stuff, or is it just a glow in the dark regular car? I wonder how close that blue would be to the MTH set I've got. Not close, I'm guessing. I was kind of thinking that whole L&N set might be a game time decision. Yeah, right. All right, boys. Well, we made it to about 9:40. So, what do we think? You gonna go to 10, or we good to call it? I'm kind of running out of crap to talk about. Yeah, you're probably right, Jake. I doubt it would. Oh, you know what? I think you're right. I remember reading that now, Rich. I think it does have like a Geiger counter sound. Yeah, that's true. If it's the only one you got, how can it be wrong, right? Yep. Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea, Lou. I might have to bring on somebody. That way I ain't got to talk for 3 hours straight. See you, Travis, buddy. Have a good week. I could bring in Lou. He has complete conversations with himself. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Not too bad for a first try, I hope. Dathan's gonna be up for a while. You working on your layout, Dathan? I think I'm gonna try that stuff you sent me, bud, with the ceiling tiles. Try to make like some rock stuff. That I think that would work pretty good. Thanks, Big Rich, buddy. I appreciate it. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate that, buddy. Nah, I just giving you a hard time, Lou. I like how you ask a question and answer it in your head. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna end this thing out here in a few, and let's just jump over to Discord. That way y'all can talk back to me. I don't have to just sit here and randomly run my mouth. All right, boys. Thank every one of y'all for showing up tonight, man. I really appreciate it, and I'll hit y'all up next time I go for this. And appreciate you coming by, man.